You know who it is. It's Paradox Does Everything. And today, this is our first Thursday of TV Review Thursday, and we will be going over Theboys finale. We'll be talking about what it covered, if it covered it right, and if it did it good, and if it was a good conclusion. So let's get into it. The episode opens right where we left off, with Frenchie being buried instead. And at his funeral, Kimiko stops speaking entirely. And then they're talking about how Kimiko doesn't talk, and they are trying to get her to use her powers. So they send Sister Sage over there to rage bait her, and it works. And Kimiko blasts her with the Soldier Boy blast from the Frenchie experiment after she talks vile about my goat Frenchie. And then it works. Sage is dumb again. Then they think about what to do. They gather together. Everyone gathers together. And they're like, let's have one last go at Homelander. Oh, Huey. Let's have one last go at Homelander. And so they get together. Everyone agrees. Then we see Homelander getting ready for stuff, proclaiming he's going to be the next god. Ashley and O-Father having a talk. And then O-Father asks Homelander for some more time, and Homelander says nah. And so afterwards, after Soldier Boy got frozen by Homelander in the previous episode, episode 7, which I think is the biggest plot hole they had in this episode. After that, he tracks down Ryan to try to make him live with them, and Ryan says, no, you're not a good guy, you're trash. And he absolutely destroys Homelander, but Homelander flies away and all that. O-Father is ready, and it cuts to like the Gen V characters. They get their conclusion. They start driving off in an Uber van, which I think it's kind of dumb, but at that point practically they're Ubers now. And then we see how O-Father is talking to the richest man in the world, supposedly. Homelander then asks O-Father what he's doing here, and O-Father says that it's to help the church. And then everyone's favorite character, quote unquote, the Deep, rolls up here talking about, I'll be the Crusader, Homelander. And then he looks back and he's talking to O-Father, and Homelander done flies this dude up as fast as he can, straight up to the moon in like less than a second. He lands right back down. I'm telling you, bro, that's also another kind of retcon. How can he fly so fast right there, but he can't fly later? And then after that, we get the saddest scene with the Deep. And Homelander says, I don't need no rich person. And then Deep says, yes sir. And then Homelander says, and I don't need no fish gargling something, or something like that. He says, I don't need no fish guy who be glazing me. And Deep asks, is that what you really think of me, sir? Homelander replies with, you are the most worthless person I've ever dealt with. Only reason why I didn't kill you was I wanted to make you see deep down how worthless of a human being you are, or something like that. And the Deep looks distraught. He is cooked. It is a sad scene, I'm not gonna lie. The Deep is absolutely fried. And then O-Father commences with the ceremony. Goes on like that. I mean, Sister Sage already got concluded after losing her powers. She just walks off and gets Taco Bell and goes to Harry Potter land or whatever. And they go. Then they go about to start the speech. Homelander starts speaking. Just then, the boys are underground in the little tunnel, and they sneak past underneath the ground. But a soup dog whistle, as Butcher calls it, is there waiting for them and disrupting their ears. Bullets start flying, but all the soups shield all the non-soups like Huey and MM. Ashley gets escorted out, but right as she's getting escorted out, she makes a run for it and goes underground and opens the bunker and talks to the other Ashley's head after they haven't been speaking, and they help each other and they get him out. And then she has this like powerful moment where she's like, yeah, let's go. But she lets the boys get free, and then is barbecue chicken from there. She tells them which direction to go, what to do, turn left. They go left first. They're walking, and they see the Deep crying alone in a room. They ask, are you crying, to the Deep. He's like, no, I'm not crying. He sees all the boys, and after all the things Homelander said to him, he is too ignorant to see that Homelander does not care. So he sees Starlight. He's like, I'm gonna kill you first. This is all a test of Homelander's authority. I figured it out. I'm gonna kill every one of you, starting with you. And he points at Starlight. And Starlight says, I got this. Like, I got this. This is good. Like, you could stay, but we're good. And then she flies this dude Deep straight in next to the ocean, bro. Hits him with the meanest fly combo. I don't know what to call it, but it was mean. Slams him straight into sand. Then they have this real meaningful dialogue. Well, she's like, why? Why let Homelander take control of you? He doesn't even care about you. And stuff like that. In which she is right. He doesn't care. He responds with some like, Homelander is my bro. Then she says, Kevin, you need to see for real what you've done. He responds, you and that damn mouth. She responds with, this isn't about me. Then he responds with, it is about you. Before you, I had it all. Respect, fame, top 50 on IMDb Pro. Then you came along. Then she responds with, this isn't about me. You are a grown man. Flaming him. You are a grown man. And you're talking about it's my fault. You're not a baby. You should take responsibility for what you did. And he comes out with, no! Starts yelling and crashing out. It was pretty funny, but like, it's still pretty sad to see. Then all of a sudden it cuts back to the boys fighting. Or not fighting. They get through. And then it cuts back to the boys where they get past the Deep. And Oh Father comes with his overpowered screaming, bro. Which is broken, by the way. And he knocks over the tables as they hide. All the boys are talking, but Starlight, obviously, she's not there. And Frenchie, Rip Frenchie. And Butcher's like, boy, I got this one, mate. And Huey responds with, Butcher, I I'm a tech guy. I know what what type of alarm that is, or gas alarm, or let me do my stuff while you do your stuff. Huey shoots the alarm, all goes to gas. The other three boys get out. MM and Huey stay. And Huey impersonates Butcher. Boy, the smoke is loud. Or something like that. Go this way. And then Father falls for it. And he starts rushing. Then Huey and MM. But right as they have him cornered, MM is behind him. Huey is getting pressed by Father. Where's Butcher? And then, right as he's about to kill him, he puts a rag, I'm gonna call it a rag, on Father's mouth right as he uses his supersonic scream to kill Huey. Puts it over his mouth and explodes his own head, which was gruesome. His tongue goes flying on the ground, and yeah, I'm not gonna explain. But yeah, Father gets pieced up in an instant. Then we see a cutback to the Deep's fight, where he's absolutely putting belt on Starlight, bro. Belt. Then Starlight flips the tables. Right as he's putting in the mix, the Deep cooked. She shoots out lightning or light. And then he gets flung into the water. Deep is like, oh crap. Leave me alone. All the sea creatures start surrounding him. Right as he's trying to swim away, which I don't know why he's so slow swimming. Gets caught by a kraken, and I don't know why all the sea monsters are all around him at all times, just ready to be on guard. They all start circling the Deep. All the sea monsters and sea fish and all that. And the kraken done cooks him. Kraken goes up something, pops right out of his mouth and kills the Deep like nothing, as they maul him alive. The rest, but we ain't gonna talk about that. And so the Deep ripped the Deep. But I'm sorry, I'm not missing you. I think that was a good conclusion, because no matter what he was gonna do, he was always gonna be stuck on Homelander and all that. Then it cuts back to the big fight we've been all waiting for. Homelander says, William, I'm glad you held our deal. He's like, scorched earth. Then Homelander asks, how you gonna beat me and whatever. We already got that. Then Kimiko, the goat, shows up. Kimiko shows up through the wall. Homelander sees. Homelander is frightened. Dude is scared for his life. Tries a lasering Butcher. Tries hitting Kimiko with the lasers. Tries flying away multiple times, but Butcher and him just keep on fighting as Homelander is trying to get away. But at the same time, is Pete and Butcher. And then Butcher hits him with a nasty combo right into the table. Then he gets his head put in the couch. Or whatever. He gets his head put in the wall. Then he gets hit in the couch. Butcher. And then right as Homelander's about to get away, after piecing Butcher up, Ryan, out the window, comes swinging and slams him down, as all three of them look in an intense stare down at Homelander. Homelander says, "You little," and then I can't say that, but they start fighting. Boom, boom. Kimiko is struggling to get the blast off. Homelander stops it again. Then, right as Kimiko can't get the blast off, as Butcher yells, "What are you doing? Get the blast!" or something like that. She sees a flashback of my goat, Frenchie. He's like, "Mon Kia, you don't need rage. You've had it. The power is you, Mon Kia." And then she gets this crazy feeling, and she goes like Super Saiyan, hits him with the meanest dagger, bro. Right to the dang chest. All three of them hit. Ground, floor, broken. Suspense everywhere. We don't know what's happened. Pans straight to Ryan, unconscious. Butcher gets up slowly. Homelander, knocked out, bleeding, gets up. And he tries to laser eye Butcher. But of course, the Soldier Boy blast fried all the V and all their blood. And so all three are left powerless. Then it's just an intense fight. Homelander tries hitting a juke. Gets cooked, bro. He tries swinging, gets caught. Right as he's about to swing. Or Butcher done hits him with meanest combos. And he says, "This one's for Frenchie." Then, bah, 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 bah. Left, right. Jab, jab, jab. Cooks him. Flames him. Hibachi. Homelander's pleading for his life. "Please, please, Butcher, please." Got him looking like a baby, bro. Put him in the pack so bad he's begging. Says, "I will even do anything you want." Then right as they're about to say that, Homelander keeps on begging, begging, begging. Great acting by Anthony Starr, by the way. Begging, begging and pleading for his life. And Butcher grabs the crowbar like the comics. The copy, obviously he killed the copy in the comics. And he grabs the bar, starts walking to Homelander. Homelander starts saying, "You can't do this. I'm Homelander." Butcher says, "No, you're nothing." Grabs the crowbar, positions it. "And this one's for my Becca." Stabs him right in the head with the crowbar. Does it just like it. Boop! Pops his head off. Right then and there. Brain showing and everything. Butcher done fried this dude. Made him look like he was nothing. As Homelander's dead now, Ryan slowly gets up. MM helps him. And they look. Sees Homelander's dead. Kimiko sees Homelander's dead. The rest of the boys walk in. And that's how Homelander's conclusion is. Great conclusion. Because the whole show has just been Homelander really seeking for validation and approval from father figures or anyone of that sort. Because he was neglected as a kid. Just then, they start celebrating. Footage is all on live. He gives one last smirk to the camera. Breaks the camera, and the boys all go back celebrating, and Ryan. Then Butcher and Ryan, after everyone's celebrating, have this talk. I think I know I haven't been the best, but I think your mom would have wanted it if we would have started anew." To Ryan. And Ryan's like, "Hell no. You ain't a good guy either," he says. And he's right about that. He ain't. So he says, "No. This is the last of our journey." And Ryan walks off to who knows where. Then right as Butcher walks off, says to Tara, "Well, I guess it's just me and you, mate." But right as he's petting Tara, he realizes Tara has no pulse. And he died from probably the radiation of Kimiko's body irradiating. Or natural causes. But he died somehow. Off-screen. Why you gonna off-screen Tara? The GOAT. But anyway. He gets off-screened. And Butcher looks at the virus. And he's like, "All suits need to die." He has this crazy chain of motion. Kind of like in the comics. But in the comics he was always like that. Killing soups left and right. kills MM in the comics, and he kills Frenchie and Kimiko in the comics, which Kimiko's the female in the comics. Frenchie is still Frenchie, Frenchman. He kills all the boys in the comics, but he goes by himself, takes the van, takes the virus with him, and instills it in all of the water system. So when the sprinklers come on, all of it will kill every soup, and it will spread nationwide, globally wide, and it will probably kill Kimiko and Starlight also. And so Huey's like panicking, doesn't know what to do, and he starts following Butcher instantly, straight to Vought Tower. But by the time, it's already too late. He already installed all of it in the systems. Frenchie's plan, by the way, another reason why he's the GOAT. And then, right as he's about to do it, Huey comes through the doors, and Butcher knew Huey would always be there. Butcher starts talking about how there will be another Homelander, and that they need to do this. All soups must die. Huey trying to get him not to. They go into a physical altercation, and Butcher just completely destroys Huey, bro. Bah, 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 in a physical fight, as Huey pulled a gun to try to stop Butcher from pulling the trigger to kill all the soups. Then right as Butcher has the upper hand, Butcher has the device in his hand, and he's about to pull the trigger, Huey keeps on fighting no matter what. Maybe after he's bleeding, grabs back the gun. Right as Butcher's about to pull it, slow-mo, he has the finger on the trigger, right about to pull it, but Huey has the gun in his hand. Who will get it off first? Right as Butcher gets it off, about to get it off, he sees a flashback of old Lenny, his brother who killed himself and always been compared to Huey. Gets a flashback, and he sees the spitting image of Lenny. And he hesitates to pull it, but right then, Huey shoots him right in the gut, leaving him extremely wounded. And as both of them fall down, Huey tries stopping the bleeding, pleading, "I didn't mean to do this, Butcher, but you gave me no choice." Butcher starts having this great dialogue, and Huey also is talking. "I'm gonna get you an ambulance, Butcher." Butcher replies, "I wouldn't bother trying." And then he starts going on how he didn't know what to do, and that he was lost. I don't know what to do. Huey says, "You don't have to do nothing, Butcher." And Butcher says, "No matter what I put you through, you always were the same. No matter how much hell I put you through, I gave you no choice." Right as he's dying, last words to Huey are, "You really are the spit of Lenny." As they're dapping up, blood in each other's hands, Butcher dies, concluding his story. It pans to later on in the future. After everything, and at Butcher's funeral, Huey's speaking there. He was a flawed man, but he always said he would get Homelander, and he did. And then all of them stand as Kimiko is the first to walk off. Bye. She says her only words in the whole entire episode, pretty sure. Everyone else just dispatches as they speak about Butcher. Later on, they conclude Ashley's storyline too by making her get impeached. After she said she had nothing to do with it. Completely locked up and impeached. Stan Edgar regains Vought. And he's there. MM remarries his old wife. And as we see them getting remarried, we see Ryan, a part of the family, as an adopted son. Ryan was adopted into the family, which concludes his story as well. And it concludes MM's story, which was a great one. Then we see my third favorite character. MM's my second. Kimiko with the Bernadoodle, like they always talked about with Frenchie, my goat. And she moved to Marseille, like Frenchie and her always wanted. They get this croissant scene. She eats the croissant, smiling, as it reminds her of Frenchie. Then we get one last scene. Starlight and Huey. Huey gets these snacks, and we see he gets this call, and we see that he gets this call asking from the president that soups are still on the loose, and they will need a super fair, kind of like season 2 with Newman. And he declines, actually, as he says he has something he's working on. It pans to a shop, the same shop where it all started, where Huey worked at, but instead it's Campbell Enterprises or something like that. And he owns the store now with Starlight, and they have trackers in the back, I guess hunting soups. Pans to Starlight eating snacks, right? And she is pregnant with their child. We see how she flies off. But right before she flies off, Huey says, "Take care of your mother, Robin." And that is absolute peak right there. That's all I gotta say. Named her after his ex that died, that started everything, that kick-started it all. And that concludes The Boys. Let me say, didn't want this video to be so long, but 33 minutes of explanation is crazy. So, this is about the conclusion. So this is the conclusion. This season, don't get me wrong, the pacing was pretty bad all season, really. And it had its bad moments all season. But for everything it led up to, people tend to look at the past and look at all the pacing, and they'll blame it all on the ending. But the ending itself had a tad bit rushed ending. I mean, they killed Homelander off, it still had 30 minutes left, and they killed Butcher off in those 30 minutes, and everything else happened. I mean, I really liked the ending, especially for the cards it was dealt. They were on a lose-lose situation here, no matter what they did, and they still found a way how to make it good enough for people to enjoy it, which I enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing. I don't care what anyone says, this is strictly what I think. You guys may have your opinions, which I relate. But for people to be out of character in all this, you just have to look back on the show. Look back on the whole. And the pacing sure was shaky, but it concluded so many storylines, and they concluded them very well. For the cards that were dealt, he somehow managed to turn a jack into an ace. And they executed it perfectly. So cheers to the boys. It was great. It was an amazing ride. And we all watched it. And yes, we all shed a tear. And if you love the boys, I think you'll love TV Review Thursdays. And so, raise a cup to the boys. Let's get it. The Boys was amazing. Thank you to everyone in it. And I want to say, this show was definitely a ride. If you haven't watched it and you're somehow here, my bad for spoiling it. But I'll probably put spoiler warning in the title. So if you clicked on it, you know what you were doing. And I'll see you guys in the next video. You know who it is again. It's Paradox Does Everything. Peace out.